Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed that time. Hello and welcome to episode number 140 of the TEW 2A2A Challenge Run. We are here for Money in the Bank 2021. We've got a stacked show, all the titles are on the line, the two Money in the Bank briefcases are on the line, and a whole lot of other goodness. Without any further ado, let's just jump straight into the show. We start with a 63 on the kickoff, which is actually, I expected a little bit higher, but it's fine. It's a kickoff match. And Kaylee Ray and Nikki Cross get the job done. They defeat AJ and Paige on the kickoff show when Kaylee Ray pins AJ with the Gory Bomb to win the Lady Scots, the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Paige gets a 68, a 67 for AJ Lee, a 63 for Nikki Cross, and a 59 for Kaylee Ray. Just felt like it was time. AJ and Paige had a nice little nostalgia run. It went a little bit longer than Trish and Lita's last year, but it was nice. But we've got it on two full-time women now, and having them with the belts will build up the future instead of the past of the women's division. But yeah, the Lady Scots get the job done with their new heel attitude, and they are the women's tag team champions. We then open the show with the opening video package, a who's who of former Money in the Bank winners, talking about what that briefcase means, what opportunity, and that the two people, the man and woman who pull it down tonight, are sitting on gold when they can cash that in whenever they want to become the champion. And we're going to find out which woman that is first. J-Flow segment. I was checking last year's Money in the Bank pay-per-view because it was on the little screen at the start, and there was a J-Flow segment on there that got like a 21. And this year they're getting a 74 for Mackie's entrance, her solo single, which will probably be the actual Mackie theme song. Ideally, I would have it be where they have like a backing track and they can sing. Whoever's wrestling will sing over it, but it'll probably be too much effort for the actual WWE music group to do that. So it would just be each one has a singles theme, and then any tag matches they'd have the joint J-Flow theme. But Mackie has her singles theme as she makes her way to the ring to be part of the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which is a match that gets us a 75, which is actually pretty good. I think No Style meant the ladder match was fine, whereas I think it penalised us last year. But so at some point in the match, I believe Shotzi and Toni Storm would fight each other off. They'd take each other out on the outside. And then Asuka takes care of Candice in the ring. And then when Asuka goes to climb the ladder, Tam, Mina, Marika, and Mizuki from J-Flow sort of get in the ring and sort of hold her off, try and stop Asuka from pulling the briefcase down. And Mackie and Asuka like sort of get at it on the top of the ladder. They're fighting it out where neither one wants to fall down because they feel like if they fall, they're going to be the one to lose. And the J-Flow girls are cheering Mackie on when Sonya Deville comes in and she tips the ladder over. And Asuka and Mackie fall down and they fall into the waiting pile of J-Flow members, taking all the Japanese women down. And then Sonya Deville has time to climb the ladder and she retrieves the Women's Money in the Bank briefcase. And we have a new Miss Money in the Bank, that being Sonya Deville. 60 for Mackie, 85 for Asuka, 65 for Toni Storm, 72 for Sonya, 59 for Shotzi, and a 73 for Candice. 75 overall, pretty good for the Women's Money in the Bank. Nice little opener. And yeah, Sonya Deville has the briefcase. She can cash in for a women's title opportunity anytime she wants over the next year. 82. It goes 13-23. And via shenanigans, via the A-list, and just overall cheating, The Miz defeats Damian Priest to win the Intercontinental Championship. The Miz gets a 78 and Damian Priest gets a 79. No zombies involved in this one. Miz cheats to win, and he becomes the record-setting 9-time, joint with Chris Jericho. Intercontinental Champion, and he holds that title up high. The rest of the A-list come out to celebrate with him, as The Miz has what he called his championship back from Damian Priest in a pretty good match, actually. Lack of psychology for a 30-minute match between these two. Sure, game, whatever. I knew this would bang, yes. In an 89 is the Triple Threat Tag Team match. The New Day versus the Undisputed Era versus Edge and Christian. And the match, we have it go long. It goes 20 minutes and 22 seconds. And it's back and forth between all three teams. They've really been back and forth. This has been one of the highly most anticipated matches of the whole night for me personally. And New Day look to take care of the Undisputed Era. Kofi hits the big trust dive on the outside to Fish and O'Reilly. Xavier Woods takes Christian down. And Kyle O'Reilly gets back into the ring. He's going for the win. They're going for the total elimination on Christian. But Christian ducks. He rolls out of the way, and Fish and O'Reilly just go falling onto the floor. Christian manages to hit the kill switch on Bobby Fish, and he gets the 1, 2, 3. Edge and Christian win the Raw Tag Team Championships. An 86 for Kyle O'Reilly, a 67 for Bobby Fish, a 77 for Kofi, an 82 for Woods, a 76 for Christian, and a 100 from Edge. In an 89 overall match. All of these have got great chemistry. So, that's nice. But we have new Raw Tag Team Champions. The reign of the New Day is over. And Edge and Christian. Their nostalgia run. Their one final run it could be. But they are the Raw Tag Team Champions. 80. Apparently this also had the tendency to drift a little bit despite both women having really good psychology. Io Shirai defeats Charlotte Flair in 16 minutes by pinfall with a moonsault, not by submission. We should probably give Charlotte some sort of excuse. Maybe she could like tweak her knee or something. Because I wouldn't really want it to be straight up clean. I want there to be something that Charlotte could fall back on because of the direction I want to take Charlotte. It probably shouldn't be clean. So Io gets a 91 and an 80 for Charlotte. And Io again comes out on top, standing tall. Another successful defense of her Raw Women's Championship. Who can stop the reign of the Genius of the Sky? Another 80 rated tag match. Not another 80 rated tag match, but another 80 rated match. It is the Tag Team Steel Cage match. And this one is Tag Team Cage rules where it can either end by pinfall, submission, or both members have to escape the cage. Not just one. They both have to get out. So, drop Jacob Fatu. He can't get in because there's a steel cage. So they don't even bring him to ringside. He's a non-factor. And Ray and Dominic, they fight back. They send the Usos into the cage. And they somehow hit a 619, I guess. It's not really possible in a steel cage, actually. So I don't know what they do to take the Usos down. But both the Usos are out. And Ray and Dominic are both ascending the top of the cage. And Ray's like, come on, son, let's both escape this and win this match. And then when they both get to the top, one of the Usos gets to his feet. And he starts showing abuse up at Dominic, who's sat on top of the cage. And Ray, he's climbed over, he's out. He's like, come on, Dom, don't let him get to you, just come on. Climb out and we'll win this match. And Dominic's listening to his dad, but he's also listening to the Usos in the ring. And the crowd are cheering him on. And Dominic forgets where he's at. He dives, he hits the massive diving crossbody on the Usos into the ring. And they roll out of the way and Dominic crashes and burns. And Rey Mysterio has his head in his hands because his son, he got caught up in the moment. He could have had the match won, but he decided to try and stick it to the Usos. And now he's been isolated 2-on-1 by the Usos. And of course, pinfall and submission rules do still count. Dominic has been weakened. He's weakened himself. He's brought it on himself. He's still got much to learn. The Usos hit a double super kick. Dominic Mysterio is down. 1, 2, 3, and the Usos win back the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. 60 for Dominic Mysterio, an 84 for Rey, a 77 for Jimmy Uso, and a 74 for Jay. 80 rated match overall. And Dominic, Rey Mysterio gets to the ring, he tends to his son, And Dominic's looking upset. He knows he messed up here tonight, but Ray, of course, being the loving dad that he is, says it's okay, son. We all make mistakes. This is an important lesson that you have to learn from if you want to be the next greatest Mysterio here in wrestling. But the tag team title run of the Mysterios is over. 81 for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. 91 for Ricochet, 76 for Oney Lorcan, 89 for Cesaro, 77 for Apollo, 63 for Dijakovic, and an 84 for Sami Zayn. And Ricochet does a lot of his flips, and Cesaro does a lot of his cool, impressive stuff. Oney does a lot of brawling. Sami does a couple of high spots. Dijakovic and Apollo sort of are just the big men. And the role I was going to give Johnny Gargano is now gone, so I guess Apollo's got to do it. He's the heel who looks like he's got the match won when Oney fights from the death. He crawls out, a bloody mess, and he grabs one of the ladder. He looks to tip it over, but he can't quite tip it over. The crowd cheers Oney on. They're wanting to throw it up and kick ass. When he hobbles up the ladder to try and stop Apollo, they exchange punches on the top of the ladder. Headbutts are exchanged. Apollo falls to the floor, and Oney retrieves the Money in the Bank briefcase. And Mr. Money in the Bank, Oney Lorcan. Yeah, Oney. Very weird choice, I know, but obviously with the goals I've been set, he has to become world champion at some point this year. So, what better way to do it than by having him win Money in the Bank, eh? And Oney is now Mr. Money in the Bank, and Sonya Deville is Miss Money in the Bank. And the briefcase holders have a year to cash in. 77. That's pretty good considering Dakota has the neck nerve damage for a year to weaken her performance. But Bianca beats her in 12:20 with the KOD to make defense number 2 of the SmackDown Women's title. Bivens is at ringside. He's not happy that his girl couldn't get the job done. 71 for Bianca, 70 for Dakota. And then after the match, Bianca's celebrating when Dakota, she's a sore loser. She kicks Bianca Belair in the face, continues to stomp on her with assaults and stomps and kicks. She's like, that's what you get, Bianca. And she tosses her around ringside. A vicious side Dakota Kai here tonight. And Bianca, she sort of stumbles into the ring. Dakota tosses her into the ring, nails another big scorpion kick before leaving up the ramp. When Sonya Deville comes out and they cross paths on the ramp, they sort of have a tense exchange on the ramp. But Sonya Deville doesn't stop. She storms to the ring of her Money in the Bank briefcase. Bianca stumbles into her feet. And Sonya Deville runs in. She clocks Bianca with the briefcase. And she's cashing it in tonight. She's got a year, but she's not waiting that long. She sees her opportunity right now and she wants to take it. This is a SmackDown Women's title match. And Bianca can't quite get to her feet. Sonya just runs at her, charges out with a knee strike. And gets the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have a new SmackDown Women's Champion. And her name, Sonya Deville. And it's at this point I've realised that every single title except for EO's has changed hands on this show so far. Very eventful show in that regard then. And that trend continues. New SmackDown superstar Mustafa Ali defeats Nakamura in 12:58 by using underhanded tactics to win the United States Championship that he'd already stolen, but is now his to claim as his own, as he calls himself the real American, the American hero, and he's now got the title to prove it. 84 for Ali and a 79 for Nakamura. 81's pretty good for that, yeah. Another title change on this show. Cameron Grimes comes out. He's like, well, you didn't think you could have a pay-per-view called Money in the Bank without me, the real-life Mr. Money in the Bank, Cameron Grimes. So here's the deal. We saw Oney Lorcan won that briefcase, but he's not really Mr. Money in the Bank, because I am. Oney Lorcan, he ain't got a single dime in his bank. I've got millions and millions of dollars that I've earned through hard, sheer grinding. And quite frankly, Money in the Bank, the pay-per-view, is not going to go on without Cameron Grimes having a match, let's be honest. So, if there's anybody out there on Raw who wants a piece of Cameron Grimes, make yourself known. Then the lights go out. Finn Balor walks out on stage. He's here to accept Cameron Grimes' challenge. And at 58, Finn Balor quickly defeats Cameron Grimes with a coup de grace in 5:11. No storyline is why this, and it's not very long. So yeah, Finn Balor wins and appears to have made his return to Monday Night Raw. A more aggressive side of Finn Balor. He's still a babyface, but he's like NXT babyface Finn, not like main roster babyface Finn. He's pseudo heel, edgy, I say shoot words Finn Balor. But he's back on Raw and he's getting 76 to Cameron Grimes' 69. 86. That's pretty good. That's one of our best matches of the save. Keith Lee, he bucks the trend, him and EO both. Keith Lee defeats Kevin Owens in 16:35 by pinfall with a power slam to make defense number 2 of the World Heavyweight Championship. 91 for Kevin and 89 for Keith. And Big Keith, bask in his glory, his run continues as the World Heavyweight Champion. And then we make time for our main event of the evening for the WWE Championship. And that gets an 88. A 13-minute wild brawl between two big hosses. They've got pretty good chemistry. They smack each other hard. Two bits of hard meat smacking against each other. They both have the same finisher. Karrion Kross tries to lock his cross jacket in, but Samoa Joe fights him out. He hits the big Uranagi. Samoa Joe, he takes the fight to Kross. And he locks in the Coquina Clutch. And Karrion Kross passes out in 13 minutes and 6 seconds. Meaning, we have a new WWE Champion. And his name is Samoa Joe. An 84 for Karrion Kross and an 82 for Samoa Joe. So now it's becoming abundantly clear why I wanted Randy Orton to win at Judgment Day. I can tell you the entire story now. I was going to change my plan here, but I didn't because I wanted to put the belt on Joe anyway. But originally, I was going to have Orton win at Judgment Day because that would have meant Karrion Kross would have only had a 1-month WWE title reign. And if I had the WWE Champion win, that could have continued the same reign, and then Joe could have won this triple threat. Because it was going to be a triple threat with Orton. And then he's going to make Randy Orton pass out and then win the title that way. But that couldn't happen because Randy Orton got injured and Karrion Kross won both belts. So, sorry Karrion, but your reign only lasted a month. And we have a new top badass here on SmackDown. Samoa Joe. And now the show's over, I've realised the only two people that have kept their championships are the two main champions on Raw. So the Raw thumbnail is going to still look the same for episode 141, but every other champion in the company is different. That's just a funny fact. I didn't realise I made this show so eventful. And then in the end, we get Samoa Joe just celebrating with his new gold. He's finally done it. He said he was on a mission. He doesn't know how long he's got left. He's on a mission to become the WWE Champion. And that mission is a success. Samoa Joe on top of the world, on top of SmackDown here tonight, as we close Money in the Bank. A show that gets us a 87. Really fucking good. We had a really good main event. 2 really good main events. The tag match was really good. We had 3 blue matches on this show. That might be our best matches. Our best show ever in terms of like actual match rating. But of course, what matters more than that is what you thought of the show. Do let me know what you thought in the comments below. And I'll see you next time for episode 141, which will be the first Raw of June, and the build to the Raw exclusive Bad Blood pay-per-view, and the SmackDown exclusive Great American Bash. Hopefully I will see you then.